first software I used during my process of A2 Media was Blogger. I created a blog on it to keep all my research and planning in one safe place. It's very useful as audiences can view it at any time. Another piece of software I used was Sony Vegas Pro 13.0. This helped me create videos for codes and conventions of TV documentaries. At first I understood how to use Sony Vegas, having used it in the past, though when moving to Premiere to make my documentary I found it difficult at first. I also used Word and PowerPoint. I used these to create running orders, lists of cutaways needed to be done, and PowerPoints on more codes and conventions of other TV documentaries, codes and conventions of radio adverts, and codes and conventions of newspaper articles. Another software I used was Photoshop. This was done to help create the print advert. When first starting, I didn't find it difficult at all to use, as I've used it before in the past with my AS Media coursework and things for extracurricular things, like making posters for people's bands. When using Photoshop, I decided to take pictures of many people's legs and feet with different pairs of shoes on. I then, on Photoshop, cropped one of the feet and put it on a different pair of legs. This would create confusion in audiences and probably draw their eye. This took about 2 hours to do in total, and I'm proud of the fact that it didn't take longer than that. Another important tool I've used is Audacity. I used Audacity to help edit the voiceover and the radio advert. I used Audacity as I'm familiar with the software and I felt I could make a better and more professional voiceover and advert than rather just using Premiere for it. After I'd finished editing the voiceover, I imported it into the Premiere file of our documentary and it fit perfectly. And after editing the radio advert, I simply put it into Premiere and put on top of it the picture of our print advert with the title saying what it is. Another piece of technology I used was a camera, tripod and microphone. Without these three vital, important pieces of technology, I would not have a documentary or radio advert. I did this by booking them out of college, going to film cutaways, interviews. The most important piece of software I've used throughout the whole process of A2 Media was Adobe Premiere. This was used to create the documentary extract. At first, it was difficult to use as I've never used such a program before, but once I got my head around the simple mechanics of the program, I felt more comfortable using it. I'm still not the best at it, but I'm quite proud of the outcome, which is our extract of a documentary. I also used the recording suite based at Priestley College. I used this to record the voiceover and the radio trailer. I used the same person to record both as it added continuity to my project. The program used to record the voices was Audacity, as I've stated before. And as I am comfortable with it, I didn't have a problem with recording it and extracting it and putting it onto my hard drive. I also used the recording studio in just one sitting, as I didn't see the point in having to keep on coming back to record different things, so I got everything done in under one sitting. Another program I used was YouTube. I used this to research other documentaries, such as ones featured on the Vice channel, which I've watched quite a few of and I find very interesting. I'm also using YouTube to upload my documentary to, as it is easy to get the embedded code off to put it on my blog, as well for the radio advert. And since it is such a huge community, I'm sure I'll get a lot of feedback, or at least a lot of views, and maybe a few comments telling me where I